Hi, it's me, Barbalicious. We are going to do my cookies that I do every morning at Central for my Central kids. I do about 8 dozen of these. It's oatmeal chocolate chip and chocolate chip. So you're gonna need margarine, brown sugar, oats, chocolate chips, eggs, baking soda, baking powder, vanilla, and sugar. And that's it. So we're gonna do this up. So I'm gonna start with a cup of margarine, or butter, whatever you have on hand. So I'm gonna put about a cup in there and a cup in here because one's oats and one's gonna be just regular chocolate chips. And then to that, I'm gonna add a cup of brown sugar in each one. So measure that up. I don't loosely or pack it in. I just loose in there. Open up this one. And that goes in this other one, like so. And then we're going to do about a half a cup of white sugar. So that goes in that one. That one goes in that one. And then 2 eggs in each. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then you do about a teaspoon of vanilla, or a little bit more, depending on. I tend to put a little bit more vanilla. And now we mixy mix. You can use your handheld mixer, or if you have a stand-up mixer, whatever. I have both, but I just use my hands because to me it's faster. So that's this cream mixture for my chocolate chips. And then I'll do the same in this bowl here. This is my oats one. And with my oats ones, I tend to put just a little bit more butter in there, like just a tad bit more, just to make them so they're chewy. So that mixed up. Now we'll do the dry ingredients. So I'm just gonna put it on pause here for a sec because I have to grab the flour. Okay, got my flour, so now we can start. So what I do is I'm gonna put 2 cups of flour. So 1, 2, 1, and 2. That's my flour, and I see I made a mess here. Add that into there. And we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of, I do like a heaping teaspoon of baking powder because then it makes your cookies a little bit more puffier and they're not so flat. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. About a half a teaspoon of salt in each one. So I just put like a little bit like that in my palm, just a bit. Put it in there. So that's all my dry ingredients. Except for now I have to add my oats to the oats. So I do about a cup. I add a cup and about a half of oats. So that's your oatmeal chocolate chip. Now, chocolate chips, I usually measure them out. I do a cup per dozen. So do 1 and a bit for the oats. Because these you usually get, it depends how big the cookies are. I can maybe get 15 cookies per mix, but depending on how big you mix them. So I'm gonna mix these ones first because then I don't want the oats in my regular chips. So I just mix these to combined. You don't want to overmix with these because that's when you get a tough cookie. So you just want to combine it. Doesn't take much. See? All coming together. So that's just to combined. Stop it there, because then otherwise you get a tough cookie. You want nice fluffy cookies, nice soft cookies. So that's my regular chips. This is going to be my oat one. My oat one is a little bit more harder to mix. Sometimes you got to get in there with your hands too, because it's just a little difficult. I usually use a stand-up mixer when I'm doing these, but just do it by hand today. Yeah, it's working out pretty good. I know some of the recipes when you do rolled oats tell you that you should refrigerate them for 10 or 15 minutes before you cookie them out, but that's just to get the butter hard again and get them, but I don't do that. I just scoop them up as they are now. So this is all I have to do. They're ready to go. So I'm just gonna clean up my mess and get my cookie trays out and show you what do you do next. Okay, back. So now I've got my little scooper that I use to scoop out my cookies. I'm gonna do the oats first. I have my oven preheated at 350. Now depending on your oven and how hot it gets, my cookies, it usually takes like 15 to 18 minutes sometimes. So you'll know your oven, so you'll know. But, so I usually get about 3, 6, 9, I can get 12 on my sheet. So I'm just scooping them out and putting them on. The next challenge you have is to try and get all the dough on the sheet and not in your mouth. Cookie dough is very good. So, and I use these portion things for the cookies because then my cookies all turn out the same size. And I tried going to a smaller portion cookie thing, and my family asked what happened to the cookies because they weren't as big. I'm just going to put these in the oven. And look at the time. It's 25 after, so about 2:40. I'll check them again to see how they're cooked. And I'll just finish putting out the oats one on this one, and then I'll continue on with the regular chip ones. And I'll get both of these trays. So most of the time when I make my cookies, I am waiting for the oven because I have fast. And another thing you can do too is when you're doing these cookies is I've got these are chocolate chip. I got oats, and then you can do a chocolate chip. And if you want to do a chocolate chip, you just take your regular dough like this and add 1/4 cup of cocoa powder to it and mix it up, and then you'll have chocolate chips. So I'm just going to continue on doing this, and then I'll show you what the finished product looks like. So here is the end product of my cookies. So these are the oatmeal ones. So I got 4, 8, 12, 16. I got 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 chocolate chips out of what I made. And as you can see, I've already have one stolen, so that's a good sign. But anyways, there's my cookies, and hope you enjoy the recipe. Bye-bye.